So I've been having issues with, I believe, parasites. So please listen to this message because parasites are more common than you think. And if you know about parasites, please leave a comment because it's still a mystery for me. So the last month, Misha and I have been once in a while going to a park and walking in the trails, or we go to a park and walk on the grass. And when we come home at night, we notice that it's like in the middle of the night, we feel these little things like crawling on our skin. And so she's like, "Oh, those are just little jiggers, you know." And we're like, "Oh, okay." So then we wash the sheets and we take a shower and all that stuff, and it keeps coming back. And this has gone on for like a month or two, and we realized that it's not just when we walk anymore. It's just happening, and sometimes it's really bad. In fact, last night, and it seems to happen at like 2 or 3 a.m. when I'm in a dead sleep, I wake up and I literally feel my legs just crawling, like they're so active, okay? And I'm like, this is not right. And here's the thing, and this is kind of scary. But let me back up really quick before I finish that. So let me back up to 2020. The pandemic started, everyone was in fear, and there was some mention of parasites. And what was really weird and creepy was a band called Bring Me the Horizon launched a video called Parasite Eve. Now, they later on covered it up, or articles covered it up, saying that it had nothing to do with the pandemic, that it was based on a Japanese video game from the 80s. But if you watch the video, Parasite Eve, it is freaking creepy. And it's basically parasites taking over mankind. And at the end of the song, the girl says, "We cannot save you. The end has arrived." And weird imagery, really just creepy stuff. And that was right in 2020 when that song was launched, right when the pandemic launched. And so I heard that Satanists or evil people, they have to, by contract with Satan and God, have to tell us what they're going to do to us. I don't know if you've heard that before, but that video could have been their disclosure. And so a couple of years later into the pandemic, a famous doctor, I can't see his name, he was on TV every day. He started doing experiments with parasites on dogs, and I was super angry about that because I'm a dog lover. It was on beagles, 700 of them, okay? So fast forward to today. Last night before I went to bed, I put on brand new sheets. I also had bug spray that I bought, and bed bug spray. The main ingredients like cedar oil. I sprayed that everywhere, on the mattress, everything. I even took a long hot bath with cedar. And last night, 3 a.m., they were going crazy on my legs, and a couple of them were right around here. I've had a lot of, like, I thought were dust mites in my nose at night, so I put lavender in my nose. So if this is a parasite war, we would be easy targets because most of us eat a lot of sugar. We're obese, and parasites love sugar. Okay, what they don't like is a lot of oregano oil. You can put drops of essential oil, oregano oil, in your water. They don't like garlic. They don't like ginger. They don't like, I don't think they like lemon juice. But if you have absolutely no sugar in your body, then it makes it very hard for them. So leave a comment what you think, because I'm pretty freaking out. On top of that, I'm like I feel a lot of lust. And this channel is about, overcoming lust and masturbation. And last night it was just like I really wanted to masturbate because it's my coping mechanism. It was my number one coping mechanism since I was 8. I didn't ejaculate till I was 16, but I always went to touch myself if I was stressed out. That and the rocking. I've been rocking since I was 2. So I'm just all about like coping mechanisms and changing them and making them better. But I'm home alone right now. Misha's visiting family in Texas. We live in North Carolina, so she's like 1,000 miles away, and I'm kind of freaking out right now. That's why I'm doing videos every day. So it's a fight, man. But I think it builds character, and if I don't give in to the lust and I don't freak out about the parasites, I think when Misha comes back in 12 days, I'm going to be a stronger man. I'm going to be a stronger Christian because, we only gain wisdom from trials, and I'm always craving wisdom. It's free knowledge, but it's uncomfortable. You have to go through hardships to get that wisdom. And I'm 52, and my mom in the past has mentioned, that I need to step up to the plate. She said that phrase to me when we were talking about her will. If both my parents die, she's like, you're gonna have to step up to the plate and deal with the lawyers. And I just thought it was strange that she said it that way, because I never thought she thought about me that way, that I need to man up, So yeah, I do rock back and forth like a kid, and they know I rock. So maybe that's one, but I'm kind of offended that she thinks I'm more childlike than a man. And so I want to prove to her, because I'm seeing my parents in a month. We're meeting in Tennessee. Or I'm sorry, we're meeting outside of Memphis. Yeah, Memphis, Tennessee, right? No, not Memphis. Anyways, we're meeting them down south. And outside of Biloxi, wherever that is. So I want to go through this. I want to go through these trials, but I'm telling you that I'm really challenged, because I've never dealt with lust, because I always just gave in. I always just masturbated. And if I was really, horny, I would do it 2 or 3 times, and then I'd be done, and I'd feel guilt and shame. That's just how I am. People are like, don't feel guilty. It's natural. It's not natural. It's natural in this world, but in the spiritual world, you're just playing with demons, and you could go to hell. Okay? I want to live for Jesus. And Jesus told me specifically, you either live for me or you live for your flesh. You can't do both. You can't be like, go to church and be all like, and then go home and masturbate and watch porn. Jesus doesn't tolerate that. Okay? He doesn't tolerate lukewarm. Lukewarm is boring. I mean, if you look at anything that matters in this world, you look up to the athletes, the NFL players. Are they lukewarm? No, they're 1,000% into their game. UFC fighters, 1,000% into their game. They're not lukewarm. They're not playing other games. They're laser focused on one game, their game. Okay, whether it's tennis, UFC, or whatever. So why would you be lukewarm in this spiritual war where heaven and hell are awaiting for you, and demons and angels are fighting for you, right? Fighting for your soul right now, literally. Like right now, Jesus is probably happy about what I'm doing, because I'm not giving in, and I'm praying to him, and I'm seeking him with everything I got. The angels are working with me right now. Jesus is on my side right now. Okay, but the moment I start doing kinky little perverted things and getting ready to masturbate, guess who comes in? The demons. And they come back hard. When you relapse and you give in to whatever your addiction is, they come back 7 times harder than the first time. That's why relapses suck. That's why people keep relapsing. because they feel guilt and shame. And they're like, well, I already did it, so I might as well keep doing it. I did that with alcohol all the time. I was like, I would go 6 months to a year to 2 years without drinking a drop. And then I would relapse one night. And then the voices were saying, you already relapsed. You already threw away all that time of sobriety. Might as well drink tonight. And then it turns into a week. And then it turns into a month. And then it turns into a year. And then you're drinking harder than ever before. So addiction is very tricky. And if you guys are like, there is no God and you can do whatever you want, there's no repercussions, this channel isn't for you, okay? We're in the good fight of faith. We're doing the good works, okay? We're not playing around like we're in our 20s anymore. I'm 52. I'm thinking about the big picture, eternal life or eternal damnation, living in righteousness or living in perversion. You got to go all the way. Kind of like Red in Shawshank Redemption. He said either you get busy living or you get busy dying. And it's the same thing in the spirit world. You either get busy living righteous for God or you get busy sinning. If I'm going to sin, I might as well go all the way. And go to like an adult store, get like some toys and shave my legs and get really perverted and do cross-dressing or I could just fast and pray and kill these parasites and live for God and be proud of myself and build up my self-esteem and stop running stop hiding, stop living in fear and addiction and perversion. It's just bondage. You're just living as a slave to your flesh. So people that are like, masturbation is normal. Not when you're 52, dude. No, the game's over. Maybe when you're 16 to 18, it's normal. But if you're still doing it as an old man, it's creepy, I just watched an interview with Perry Farrell. He's almost 70. And, because there's a lot of talk about Perry Farrell right now, this singer for Jane's Addiction, because he freaked out on his guitar player during a show recently. So all these interviews are coming up on my algorithm on YouTube. And the interview, is like 60 Minutes or something. I forgot the interviewer's name, but he's from 60 Minutes. But Perry Farrell just sounded like a teenager, and he wasn't articulate. He didn't have any depth. He was still talking about why he became a rock and roll star. He's like, lots of awesome sex, and he's a 70-year-old guy. It doesn't matter how many women you shag when you're 70. People look at you like, wow, you're a man child. You haven't grown up. And these rock and roll stars, they're demons, most of them. If you watch Perry Farrell attack Dave Navarro on stage, a lot of people have comments saying that he looked possessed. And he's on drugs, and drugs are a portal to demons. They come in when you're under the influence. Anyways, leave a comment. What do you think about all of this? I love you guys. Thank you for all your comments. And we're fighting the good fight, okay? All the other people that are like, nah, this isn't, dude, you're a conspiracy theorist. There's no such, you can go away, okay? I'm going to block you. But for the people that understand this and understand that it's real, all of it, then God bless you, and we're in this together. I love you. Subscribe, like the channel. If you want to check out my home business, we got great supplements, then click the link under this video, and we'll talk to you soon. God bless.